This is another day of the StarCastTV Star League Season 3. We've gotten through the top side of the bracket. Now we're going into the bottom. We've got Mini versus Ample coming up. Let's take a look at our bracket, in fact. We just saw Sock get through Sins. So we've got a Terran player through. Sock actually has a really good bracket if the Terran players make it through. If it's an all-Terran bracket, I've got Sock going all the way to the finals. I'm just going to say it now. Sock to the finals if every single Terran player wins. That's how good he is in Terran versus Terran. But Mini versus Ample. Mini, he's the clear favorite here, but Ample's Terran versus Protoss has gotten a lot better. So let's take a look at the map picks. See if there's something here that can maybe push Ample over the edge. Already Minstrel going to be the first pick for Mini. I think that's a pretty strong map for Protoss. Then I think Radion's pretty good. I actually like Kickback for Terran. And I've never really had good success with Pantheon, but I've heard that that's actually the best map. So this looks like a good order, in my opinion, for Ample. Let's get into game one. We're going to go into Minstrel. So, in the bottom right, we do have Mini. And in the top left, we do have Ample. Now with it being top left, it does take the probe a little bit longer to get across the map and gas steal, but it is still a two-player map. I think it's very likely that Mini will go for the gas steal, knowing how aggressive he is and how wild he can be with his builds. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does throw in a 12 Nexus here and there. But I will say, once Protoss gets to like mid-game with like carriers and stuff, this map feels impossible, but before that, I really do think Terran has a decent shot, you know, shutting down a lot of bases. You know, those mineral onlys that are in the center of the map, or sorry, not mineral onlys, those center bases, you know, they can be taken down by just a couple of vultures even, like just shut down a probe line for a long time. Now there is the fast scout as expected from Mini. And with the pylon at the natural, this should be forward gateway. He's sending the probe down, and we're going to have that gate come up. This is kind of what I was expecting the opener to be. Knowing who the opponents are. Or knowing who the Protoss player is, I mean. And will Ample cut an SCV for this? Oh, wow. Actually, is he not going to gas steal? He's pushing it pretty close. He didn't gas steal. So he almost gets the SCV, which is pretty nuts. Always painful to watch Terran have to pull off 2 SCVs. Just make sure that this single SCV doesn't die. And it may actually still die, by the way. So we've got 5 SCVs not doing anything because one's building the gas wall. So I mean, that's pretty nuts how much damage that this one single probe has already done. I'm kind of curious what the factory timing is going to be. This was a cut SCV, so it wasn't 11 gas. And the fastest 11 gas factory I've gotten is 219. It was on the right side though. On the left side, maybe like 222. So I'm curious what this is going to be. You can see he doesn't even have 100 gas yet, and we're already past 222. So this is already nightmarish damage for Terran. Meanwhile, Mini still has no Zealot out. Wow, 234 factory. That's crazy for an 11 gas. So that was like legitimately either a 10 to 15 second delay there off of a single probe. Ridiculous. I do have the Zealot on the move, and Cybernetics is pretty damn fast. Like, I feel like Coon should be on the way pretty soon. Also, probe, super annoying here. Again, doing a lot of damage to the SCV. And wow, look at that. He avoids the Zealot. That's great. Fantastic. And look at Ample. He's already moved out with just 2 Marines. That's a disaster. He needs to get at least 4 right now. This game could get ugly real fast if he hides this. Oh, he continued to hide the Zealot too. Goon's out. And I like how the probe comes down and shows itself. So, wow, it's canceled range. So he doesn't necessarily know that a Zealot's already out in the field. Now we're going to finally see the comboed attack. Zealot, Goon, Probe. But the Vulture's going to come out in the nick of time. Okay, but I still expect it to do a lot of damage. Okay, he gets one shot off with the Zealot. Actually, Zealot... Okay, actually, Zealot's got a lot of health. I was like, the Zealot's not doing very much, but it is. Oh, one more shot! We should kill that Vulture, at least. Getting rid of the Vulture would be amazing, not only shutting down 75, but also getting rid of the potential spider mines that are going to be coming in the near future. But he's eliminated 2 out of the 3 Marines. It's like Ample's going to hold here, but he's taking a lot of damage. But despite all the damage, if you look at the supply, pretty much dead even. 25 to 26. Worker count's dead even. Command Center to Nexus timing, not exactly dead even, but actually in an okay position to be in. I also noticed in Mini's main, I think he just now started like his Robo. Something like that. Yeah, there it is. Just now started the Robo. So SCV sees that he's going to know the Reaver timing or potential Reaver timing. He should be ready. Now, Mini is playing with fire here. Wow, 1 health. Absolutely crazy that Dragoon survived. And he even gets a kill as it leaves. Or as it tries to get back into the bunker. Now, Terran, he needs to do something. Like, Protoss has done quite a bit of damage. I like this. He's just barely off to the side, so he can come back in for another scout. And Mini has no idea that it's in his base. And now he's like, wait a minute, why is that SCV there? Pokes in. Sees the Robo timing. But we'll get cleaned up in just a second. Now, Ample's going to move out with, did I see this correctly? 2 Marines, a tank, and there's a Vulture at the top right side. He did do a lot of damage to that 1 Goon that has 1 health. But this is like a pretty pitiful army. 4 Goons. Well, they're going to basically one-shot almost, well, not almost everything. They're going to one-shot half of the units. Well, so they're going to one-shot that. And he didn't even get down a single spider mine. Alright, well, I think Ample at this point is just kind of desperate here. He's already taken a lot of damage onto these units. There goes the Marines. And the tank, well, yeah, I think just turning around is the smartest move. You're not going to get much damage done with just 1 tank. And the micros would be way too intense. Wow, straight Reaver. Okay. So Mini wants to go for some counterplay and just kind of end this game quickly. You can see he's starting to run away with supplies. Already up 10. He's up 4 workers. That's a big deal. Terran, on the other hand, since he is behind, he's just going to start scaling into his fast upgrades. Looked like that was like a 530 armory. So still going to have potential for something like a 12:30, 13-minute 2-1 timing if he wants. Now that, to me, looks like a Stargate type of pylon placement. But because there's no gas at the natural, it literally cannot be Stargates. So this should just be scouting pylon for like potential drops, but we know that there's no drops. As we saw, there was just an armory and an additional factory. And Mini, he's going to go put down that Nexus. There it is. So 3-base Protoss. No nat gas. This should be Templar Archive Plague. And I heard something get loaded up, so I'm going to assume that the Reaver and the Zealot are going to be on the way momentarily. Everything to me looks pretty normal. I don't really see anything that stands out. Now, Ample, what I do know about Ample is that when he does go for like a 3rd command center, he does cut around like 8 minutes, his SCV. So we'll be looking for that to see if he's going to put down the command center and factories. But so far, I don't even see any factories. I'm not sure what his follow-up's going to be just yet. I like the Goliaths on the outskirts of the bases. Players like Flash have been making this pretty trendy these days. You know, not building as many turrets as you absolutely have, but just relying on Goliaths. Allows you to save those additional minerals to start, you know, more streamlining your build a little bit more. Now, Protoss is on the move. He doesn't have a lot of guns, but it's not a tiny amount either. If he wanted, I think he could do damage with like a Bulldog. Because there's nothing really in this bunker. Okay, yeah, there's nothing really in this bunker. It's a good shot. We run loads once again. There goes that tank, I think. Well, quite annoying. He's going to get the barracks. That means the factory flood's going to be late. But I can see in Ample's main, he's already put on the factory. So he's going into 5 fact. It's got to be with a starport also. So I think that this is going to be 5 fact, starport, or 7 fact, 1-1. Is that a starport? Oh, that's the barracks. Okay. The fact that he's building the barracks again makes me think that he might want to go for a 7 fact. If it was a 5 fact starport, he wouldn't care about the barracks right now. So this, and the fact he's still building SCV still signals to me that this is going to be a 7 fact. But another turret goes up, and another turret, and there's actually no observer in the base. Of course, he gets that Goliath. That's nice. But Mini's gonna have to figure out what this is, because if it's a 7 fact, it's gonna turn into a lot of units ASAP. But Mini does have his 3rd base already up and running, and remember, he prioritized minerals for a long time, so his econ is pretty fantastic, sitting on 58 probes. Whoever needs to get in, but instead did it see the factory? He saw the lifted barracks. You may think that it's still a factory flood anyways. Oh, it is going to be a 1-1. 1-1, 6 factor, 7 fact 90. I don't think that this is going to work for Ample. I think he's taking quite a bit of damage. Okay. Well, he loses the shuttle, but how many SPs is he going to lose? Oh, answer 0 right there. Still on 8 though. 60 workers on 2 bases. Pretty good. The Reaver dies kind of quick, I'm going to be honest there. I thought it was going to do a little bit more than that. And behind this, Mini, I guess, thinks that, well, this guy must be expanding or must be going for, you know, fast 2-1, because he's going to take another base at top right. It is mass shuttle. He's got 2 shuttles already. He's got his Templar Archive coming and his Citadel already done. I think that the gateway count is kind of lacking. What is it, 8? I still think it's okay to deal with a 6 or 7 fact. But Ample's on the move. That is a lot of tanks, but sneaky. Mini coming from the back. He may just go for like a pure on counter, not even try and, you know, intercept the army here. But forces Terran to completely turn around. Look at the mini map. Like, everything was almost halfway to the nexus at bottom right, and he turns around completely. Reaver! Hey, Reaver actually said, wow, this game might be over. That is a lot of tanks. I don't think the game's going to end, but this is done quite a considerable amount of damage. But he still has 45 SCVs. That Reaver shot shouldn't land. No, don't pull the SCVs, man. You're gonna lose them. Close. What's that? 5 SCVs in total to get the Reaver. The supplies are still really close. 121 to 96. Factor in the 17 worker gap. Pretty much even. And also, I really like Minstrel's terrain for pushing. I think that Mini's gonna have a hard time engaging onto this, but there is only 1 Goliath here. And with it being, or it looked like it was gonna be mass shuttles, this could be a bit hard for Terran to actually make work. Here you go though, he's already on top of the gateway, soon to be on top of the nexus. He's in range of the goons and the Templars. There's a Reaver here, but no shuttle, and there's a lot of goons out in no man's land. Like, I realize they're setting up for a flank, but this is a very well fortified position at bottom right. I think he just needs speed, like in BT. Well, maybe not BT since there's a turret, but definitely needs to get speed. And I guess then he realizes that his nexus is going to die, so he transfers some probe up to the 3rd base. Meanwhile, the flanking Dragoons are going to come back and try and complete that flank. Here we go. Didn't do as much as I thought it would. I thought he was going to attack from the front at the same time, but this barracks that was floated across the map is soaking up a lot of damage, even from just 1 Dragoon. Also makes it really hard for us to just send out everything. Ample might win this. That's a lot of tanks, and this is not a great angle. There's not a lot of ultras, though, is the problem. yeah, there's not enough support for the tanks. They should get mowed down. They do get mowed down, but it was at least a decent trade. See you, tanks. And with those tanks falling, what's the follow-up plan? 14 minutes into the game, you're not expanding at this point. You're not upgrading at this point. I think Ample, all he can do is just continue to all in. But the tanks are gone. Like, what is it? 4, 5, 6 tanks? Something like that. My opinion of critical mass tanks is something like 10 to 11. So Ample's got his work cut out for him, to say the least, with this push. Looks like all the tanks are not going across the field just yet. That's a lot of ultras, but it's almost a 50 supply gap now. Finally, Terrence is painting the bottom left. Okay, there we go. There's a Reaver drop. Can it get some SCVs? No. How did that not connect? This exploded right in range of everything. Of course, he gets 4 more SCVs. That was nice. That was an expensive loss with the Reaver, but definitely worth. I like how Mini is just like, I don't care about this army, man. I'm just gonna avoid it. He sees it, you know, swooping around the top right side. He's like, F all that. It's time for you to just lose your natural and I win. That is a lot of zealots. If there are a lot of mines set up, I think these zealots are kind of useless. He's in the natural. The Templar. That's 4 gonna get picked off. That's a huge swing. If Karen can somehow survive this, can he survive this? I think he'd be in an okay spot, but I don't know if he can. A lot of his deployers just vulture. Look how many zealots there are. Well, Ample's shutting down almost every base, so we're gonna have 4 bases or 3 bases get shut down for Mini. Meanwhile, Mini's in the main of Ample, so Ample's obviously not finding his natural anymore. And unfortunately for him, his units that pop out just get immediately surrounded. And I think we should be seeing GG in a second. Mini does only have 16 workers. I mean, look at the supply. It's crazy how little worker count both players have. But I think that it's gonna be enough because these factories gonna die. And then what do you build to actually do damage? Oh my gosh, the Reaver once again. 3 more. And some more, 3 more. Ample's gonna turn around, but this is too late. I think Mini's gonna take this game. He still has natural up and running. Technically, Ample has the bottom left, but that's not, you know, being saturated. He's really lifting off. And I'm sitting here like, I think we could win, man. And there we go. GG comes out. That means Mini's going to take game 1. I think it was kind of just a disaster from the beginning. Probe did a lot of damage. Gas Steel did a lot of damage. And losing those Marines and Vultures in the beginning really hurts his push. So we're going to be going into Radion now, which I think is a good TVP map. So let's get into game 2. Okay, in the bottom right, all right, horizontal spawns, we've got Ample. And in the bottom left, we've got Mini. Now, I think I remember watching Mini do like horizontal scouts on this map. So I think once again, we could see something like forward pylon, insta scout, gas steel, gate. Okay, or we could see center gates. Well, I was not expecting this. I know Mini does like to do crazy stuff. But it's been a while since I've seen a center gate, at least one. I think this could actually be 2 gate. Mini strikes me as the type of guy that would 2 gate versus Terran. This is the first one, for the pylon at least. The question is how many gates will it be? You expect it to be just 1 in Terran versus Protoss, of course. Ooh, I had a feeling. I had a feeling that we were going to see 2-gate. If this was literally any other Protoss player, I would say 100% of the time it's just going to be a single gate. But because it's Mini, stuff like this is just always in the arsenal. Now, unfortunately for him, he is going to find Ample last, most likely. And Ample, will he go bottom left? This is the question. If he goes bottom left, this is fantastic. If he goes top right, this is a disaster. And he goes bottom left. This is exactly what he needs. Now, he sees it from a mile away. You assume a pro-level Terran should be able to stop this. Also, he's gone gasless. So he's going to have the money to build a full wall. Like, yes, the Rax is not in the correct spot, but I think you can double depot here and prevent Zealots from getting in. Maybe even triple depot, but he missed the Nexus? Well, luckily for him, I think Terran players these days still do the in-scout, so he should find it. No, he's not. Oh, he is. Oh, he sees both. Okay, and he immediately barracks and built. Oh, he did see it. So he saw that it was, he saw the Nexus and just responded appropriately. This is what I was talking about. Now, I think I remember there being a gap at the top left of the barracks here. I think that is correct. I could be wrong. You know, this is not a wall off that you do very often. But Mini is in massive trouble. Now, what's the follow-up got to be? It's got to be mass goon, you know, very fast range. Like, it can't be anything else. If he goes rangeless, Marine Medic is just going to just destroy him. He cannot afford to go for something crazy here like a super fast Nexus. Now, is that a factory? It is a factory. So it's 2 racks, factory, no academy or anything crazy, but Mini doesn't know that. I think Mini could even like one base here. Like Cybernetics, Robo, Straight Reaver, Cybernetics, Citadel, something along those lines. And I like Ample didn't overreact here. He didn't build any additional Marines. 4 is fine. It's going to be used in the bunker anyways. Only thing he overbuilt, well, he didn't overbuild, it was he built another barracks. Okay. I was wondering if we are going to see a tank Marine Medic push, and the answer is yes. Now, I have experimented with this quite a lot. If you watch my stream, you know I love to punish the Protoss players for doing cocky builds. I feel like this is a cocky one, to say the least. But Protoss is going to have a lot of Zealots. Yes, they're not great versus Marine Medic, but they will soak up hits for a while. And as long as he can get range and disguise like how many goons he's actually built, I think that Mini could hold this. Now, the problem for him is range takes so frickin' long. It takes, what, like 100 seconds? Stim, I think, is 50 seconds. So if he just goes with Stim, he's going to have a lot of firepower. Okay, well, with Marine Medic, you really got to get the Stim ASAP if you're going to do a Stim push. Still no gas being used for Stim. Okay, now I think he just got it. First tank should be coming out pretty soon, but he sees the Medic. Okay, now he knows. But does he know that this is going to be a bust, or does he think that this is just going to be get Medic and take his natural advantage? And he will pack off after just a slight bit of damage. Oh, DT. Yes, man. You would think that DT is counterintuitive, but it's only one base. Or one command center, I mean. You literally only have to buy time. What does he need to buy, like a minute 30? Oh, he catches the first tank! And these Marines don't have Stim. Wow, this is a massive botch. He was overconfident. He never got a read on how many goons were actually built. Now he's stimming, but he's already lost a lot of his firepower. Medics have used up a lot of energy too, and like I said, he just has to buy time. He just has to buy time. Now he probably needs only about a minute more, and then the DTs will be out. Yeah, it's almost halfway done. He's hesitant to go now because he probably is thinking like, well, do I need to wait for range? Another Marine, another Zealot falls, but he's needs to go to the center to get rid of the gate. But unfortunately for him, I don't think he's going to know that that's what he needs to do. Well, the Zealots just melt. Now, at this point, since the guy's building more Zealots, I would be confused. Like, okay, why are you building Zealots? Your Goons are clearly better in this situation. The alarm bell should be going off. But he still ends up clearing out basically all the Marines. But, I mean, it is something subtle to just point out. Like, if this was closer, like, if these Goons didn't literally kill every freaking unit, he would need an eBay. Or he should suspect that there's a need for an eBay. Now, the SCV got in once again, so he knows that it's going to be the DTs, but I can't believe that these Goons did so much damage. I guess that the Marines overstemmed and the medics were just completely out of energy. Oh, he missed it. Whoa! He actually killed it with 2 shots. I guess the splash damage got the remaining damage. Don't, like, DTs have, like, 160 health or something like that? Can't remember the exact amount of health they have, but it's definitely more than 140. Well, that was nice. That was really good focus fire. But guess what? You're playing Mini-Man. The DTs aren't going to stop coming. Yeah, he's going to have... He may even go into like 8 DTs or something insane. Either way, we've got 4 Marines, 2 tanks being moved out, and this is the problem with playing one base ComStat is DTs force out the scans. You only have 1 of them. Die, probably. But I don't think this is enough DPS to get rid of the pylon before the DPs come back. Oh, he needs that. Okay, he got it. That's great. But he's still going to lose everything. And look at this! I swear, am I playing the game? Proxy gates, DT, Nexus, and then another Nexus at top left. He's just hiding bases at this point. And he goes straight gas. Oh, he's dirty. Ample's dead. I mean, there's no way around it. These Marines are going to get one-shotted by the DTs. And when I say the DTs, it doesn't necessarily even mean these DTs, because there's more coming. There's more at the natural right now. Okay, actually, there's a turret that got taken down. But look at the worker count, 16 to 31. This game is done so. Another DT falls, and behind this, Mini's going into more gateways, not stargates. You know, that's my move, DT carrier, but this was a massacre, to say the least. And what makes it even more painful is Ample saw it, and Ample had the correct response. 2 racks with the depot there, full wall, and I don't even necessarily hate the Academy. I think the Academy's fine. Like, get the medics and get the ComStat so you can expand. But this pretty much goes exactly how my own games go, is Protoss just holds and delays, whether it's with mass goons or DTs like this. And then they just win the game because the push is just so weak. You think it's strong, but it just isn't. There's not enough Marines is the real problem. I like how Mini even just transferred straight in that red dot on the map's face across the map. He's like, dude, do you only have the K button in your keyboard? So that means that Mini's going to be up 2-0 now. And, well, what do you do as Ample? I think Mini's one of the trickiest opponents you can play against. You know, he could all in again. He could go 12 Nexus. So this is like, I'm not going to say impossible, but it's pretty rough, to say the least. So we are going to go into Kickback, which I do think is a good Terran map. Let's get into Game 3. Maybe Ample can get a win here. Okay, and this time with cross spawns, we've got Ample at bottom right, and we do have Mini at top left. I'm waiting to see a Protoss player like triple Nexus before gate. Like, just do it, man. Just do it. You know these Terran players so often go like gasless or command center first. Just triple Nexus. Blind. I want to see a blind triple Nexus. I wonder after Ample's... Yeah, I was just about to say this. I wonder after Ample's gotten blasted, is he going to BBS the center? And that looks like exactly what he's going to do. As the SCV gets sent to arm, is he really going to scout top right? Yeah, he's going to go to the center. Okay. I think this is a good play. I like it. I think it's kind of a high chance that Mini will 12 Nexus. So because it's a, a moderately high chance, let's just BBS it in the game. Yes, the second one. Okay, we're not screwing around. At pro level, I don't think that 8 racks is a build in TVP, but I've seen foreigners experiment with just a single barracks, 8 racks TVP. It's garbage. There's no way around it. You either all in with your double, with your BBS, or you might as well not do this. So I like the fact that Ample's hard committing here. And if Mini goes gate Nexus, he could be in trouble. Okay, but he's going gate gas. All right, so we're good. Gonna get that cybernetics up. If he can scout this quick enough, could also go Forge. Forge ends the game immediately. SCV counts too low. There'd be no way to do any damage. I don't think there's going to be any scouting at all. But as I say that, of course, the probe gets out. It's just how it happens. Caster curse. Over and over and over. And luckily for Ample, at least his SCV is going to intercept the probe at a normal angle. Like, there's gonna be no suspicious move that Mini can figure out that this is BBS without scouting the center. Also, obviously, he's lucky to be second, or should get scouted second, I think. And once there's 5 Marines, it's gonna be go time. Cybernex is about to finish. Remember, on Minstrel, didn't Mini cancel his range to get a fast Nexus? So if he does that here, he's pretty dead, to say the least. Now, something to point out is the probe is going to come into the main and see that Terran's all in. And I do want to point out that the probe will be in the main. So the probes can drill to bottom right and intercept these Marines. Now, this Zealot has found a gift here. It's 2 Marines isolated. He may even kill one. Already gets 2 shots off. 3. Okay, that's nice damage. Doesn't kill anything, but he's done a lot of damage. Oh, it's SCV pull. This is smart. This is what you got to do. And battery coming in. Now remember, the probe... Actually, probe doesn't have vision about right anymore. Can't drill anymore, but... the probes are pulled off the line, and he will have vision of bottom left. He's also killed one of the SCVs, so this bunker... it gets denied at the very last second, pretty much. All the Marines are kind of far away from the SCVs. Look at the probes. They're doing work on the SCVs. The bunker completes. However, you got to get in the bunker. Okay, 1 is in. That's not a lot of DPS. It is annoying, though. Okay, the probes can actually make sure that the Marines don't get in until there's critical mass. Range was never canceled, never cut. And he's got a battery here, and there's not much stuff in this little wall. He's attacking the barracks. He's gonna kill those Marines. That is hilarious. Well, there goes one of the probes. That's a good catch. Oh, wow, that's a lot of Marines now. Okay, Ample's pushing in. He needs to get rid of that pylon. Get rid of the pylon. Doesn't that power the cybernetics? No, he's focusing the goons, but there's a battery. He's just getting healed nonstop. He lost more than half of it. He lost 4 out of the 5 Marines. Maybe range. No, range didn't complete. It wasn't even completed, man. Why not focus the pylon? And that's gonna be it. That's just gonna be a 3-0 for Mini, just like that. The first game was the closest. I mean, at least we got kind of a game there, but Radeon... I like Ample's initial response, but that fell apart, and obviously this one was a disaster. The probes did a really good job against the Marines. Let's take a look at the result. I mean, we already know what happened. It was complete domination. And that means that we will have a Terran versus Protoss in the bottom side of the bracket, guaranteed. We've got Sock versus Mini. Mini is really good, obviously. Like, there's a reason he makes it to the finals of ASL consistently. But I remember, like, what, 5 seasons ago, Sock actually beat Mini. It was on Retro. That I remember that game because I was like, man, Mini, you're playing so weird like you usually do. So I do think that Sock can still win there, but I think Mini's the favorite. But we still have the remaining bottom side of the bracket to go. We've got Light versus YSC and Motive versus Sharp. I'm really looking forward to the Light YSC rematch. We know that YSC should have won 100% of the time on that that Dominator game. But Light had the miracle turret shot take him down. And then Sharp versus Motive should actually be really good. It's unlikely that Motive's going to misstep again, but Sharp's really freaking good Terran versus Preuss, especially with the Vultures. And I think Motive kind of falls apart versus multitask players, or multitasking pros. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to those two matchups. We're done today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, definitely consider becoming a Patreon supporter. It does go a long ways towards helping the channel. And also, you can support us through YouTube by slamming that subscribe button. And of course, just mentioning to your friends to, hey, check out StarCast TV. We've got some great games and content. I look forward to seeing you next week.